my coworkers, my colleagues at Fox Sports put out this list of the top 10 NFL QBs to never win a Super Bowl, and we're going to react and just respond to it. We're not going to shit on it. We're not going to do none of that. We're just give our opinions on it. And JB, we got Dan Marino at the top, number 1. Phillip Rivers, number 2. Matt Ryan, number 3. Jim Kelly at 4. Frank Tarkenton at 5. We got Warren Moon at 6. Carson Palmer at 7. Steve McNair, RP at 8. Dan Fouts at 9. And Donovan McNabb at 10. Do you have issues? Is anybody missing?
You want me to re-rank them?
Yeah, like give me your top 5, like how you would do it. Or is anybody missing?
I was thinking about missing, but right now, to re-rank them, I'm going to go Dan Marino, Dan Fouts, Jim Kelly, Warren Moon.
Ooh, okay.
Carson Palmer.
Ooh.
Donovan McNabb.
Ooh.
Steve McNair, Matt Ryan, Fran Tarkenton. Phillip Rivers.
Damn. You don't like Phillip, huh?
I like Phillip, but Phillip has the least of any of those guys. Steve McNair went to a Super Bowl. Carson Palmer went to multiple teams and broke multiple records for those franchises. Warren Moon went to be the best ball spinner of all time. Matt Ryan was an MVP. Jim Kelly went to 4 Super Bowls. Fran Tarkenton was basically the Kyler Murray of that era, to be honest.
Is that good or bad?
Donovan McNabb went to Super Bowls and won NFC titles and was, at the time, you could argue was the best quarterback in football.
You can argue that.
I mean, at that time, he was in the prime of some big-time players. He was one of the
You probably put him in like top 5. You can't say he was
one of the best players at the time for a stretch, though.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, for sure.
Phillip Rivers was never the best at his time, and he never got to the big dance. He never even got to the, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he never did anything out of any of those to stand out. Did he get an MVP? I don't think so.
No.
Matt Ryan did. Jim Kelly went to 4, and he's the most nutty-gutty guy, maybe performer of all time. Warren Moon, just the ball spinning technique of him and the skill set he possessed is just puts him in that deal for me. Steve McNair went to a Super Bowl, was kind of similar to Donovan McNabb. Huge trunks, thighs, athletic, couldn't tackle him, and could throw and lead. Him and Donovan both went to a Super Bowl.
And they're like a play away from winning, too. Like, that last play, I think his receiver reached out. He was like an inch away from scoring that touchdown, boy.
Yep. Would I put Cam Newton in there? Would I put I mean, we're talking yesteryear, so like would I put
I'm trying to think.
There's a couple guys, man.
Cam's like the only person who come to my mind real quick of even thinking about putting them in there. I'm trying to think real quick.
Yeah, you got Drew Bledsoe went to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I was like, yeah, but I don't think I put Bledsoe. Bledsoe's good though, for sure.
You got Rich Gannon, who was an MVP.
Okay, all right.
Great ball spinner, by the way. Great ball spinner. Who
was real good?
There's a lot. Michael Vick, probably biggest arm ever.
Michael Vick, that's a good one. That's a good one for sure.
Bernie Kosar comes to mind.
I might actually I might throw Vick in there. But you throw Vick in there, you probably got to throw Cam in there, huh? He's MVP.
Yeah, you got Bernie Kosar, who was on the verge of, unbelievable fucking bad situations that happened against Denver and John Elway. You have Boomer Esiason and he got one. Phil Simms ended up getting one.
You can tell this chat is young. Somebody said Roethlisberger? Question mark.
We're talking yesteryear, chat. We're talking yesteryear. I know somebody didn't say Johnny Manziel. Please, I know. You.
I am seeing Romo a lot in the chat.
Well, I think Romo. Well, I think Romo is a top 5 ball spinner of all time.
You throw a lot of people in that top 5 ball spinner, right? So you got Romo,
But
you got Warren Moon.
I'm on
you
record.
got Aaron Rodgers. You got Dan Marino, and who your other one?
I'm on record of saying Tony Romo is one of the top 5 skill set guys of all time. I've been saying that for years and years and years. I have video of it, so it's not like I'm just throwing it out there.
Romo was a bad boy, but people don't give him enough respect.
Romo, skill set wise, is probably a top 5, top 10 guy. Skill set all time. He didn't have the it factor. So he just didn't have the it factor. He couldn't get it. And Josh knows. I've been saying that for a long time. Romo, I don't believe people understand how good him and Rich Gannon and guys like that were. But he couldn't get it over the hump. So I'm just talking ball spinner. I'm just
top 5 ball spinners all time. No order. Go right now. Go. No order. Go. Don't think.
Marino, Rodgers, Elway, Favre. I'm just talking guys you know. Warren Moon.
Okay, so no Stafford in the 5, no Romo in the 5. Okay, all
right. Because I think Stafford's still being his resume still being written, even though I know
ball spinner. We're talking about ball spinner.
I know, because I think Stafford's going to end up moving up. If he wins the Super Bowl, I think Stafford's going to move up. Not only ball spinner, he's going to move up in totality on my list.
Like, why does he need to win the Super Bowl to elevate in a ball spinner? That's a different category.
You know what I'm saying? Man. Yeah, I got him right below Aaron Rodgers, man.
All right.
You know where I have him. I'm Stafford guy.
That's kind of why I called you out. I was like,
I got him right below. I got him right below Aaron Rodgers.
I watched some old 2010 tape, man. I think we forget because it's been a little while and he's a little annoying. Aaron Rodgers used to put the ball motherfucker, you didn't have to do nothing as a receiver.
Yeah. And Aikman's my top 5 quarterback. Aikman had a cannon. He had a big arm. But ball spinning is a different animal. Like, it's a release. It's how quick it is. It's how the velocity of the ball coming off your wrist. It's the angle of delivery. Aikman, if you look at him, was the epitome of a drill camp quarterback. Meaning I'm teaching my quarterback everything Aikman does. Ball here all the time. The delivery never changes. I never drop my elbow. My feet are always ready to throw. I never throw blind, meaning I'm never here and then just turn and throw, and that's a pick 6. Everything I model is after Aikman. But Aikman didn't have the freak innate ability of a Warren Moon, Stafford even, a Aaron Rodgers, a Brett Favre, Michael Vick even. Guys that ball jumped off your arm. Like, balls jumped off people's arms, the release of it. Like Vic's release is 3/4 as well. Elbow was here all the time. If you ever see Vic used to flick it like this.
Yeah.
Vic was like this. Ball go 80 yards. Like, that's different. Like, there's different guys. Randall Cunningham had a huge arm, but it was elongated. He was fucking like huge arm, but he was elongated. Took forever to get it off. You seen him get caught with his dick in his hand many times as he's taking sacks because his arm's back here. His arm's back here, Smitty, and he can't throw. He can't get it out. He can't sock the wall. Aaron Rodgers ain't taking that sack. Aaron Rodgers getting sacked and
quick like a ball.
Same with Stafford. Same with Favre.
Favre used to throw the ball so hard though too.
Mahomes and Allen now are in there, but they're not quite there. But they're in that conversation, I would say. Because they're different arms. You know, they got different. Drew Brees didn't have no big time arm. Drew Brees had
he was just accurate and was smart as hell. Got the ball out, knew the offense like the back of his hand. But he's always had shoulder little issues. He never had a big arm ever.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Mark Bulger, the quarterbacks underneath Martz, Bulger, Green, and Warner all had 3/4 releases, quick releases. Bulger and Green had a much stronger arm than Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner was probably the smarter, more accurate guy. But those other two had way quicker releases and stronger arms and threw a better ball. Both of those guys threw better ball. I think we asked Mike Martz, then Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner had the ball like a Jeff George. Jeff George had a cannon too, but but receivers hated catching balls from a lot of those guys because they threw a ball that was so hard and wobbly that it wasn't an easy catch. If you ask wide receivers, catching balls from Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford and those guys, it's because they're fucking super tight. Warren Moon threw the most catchable ball by any wide receiver, and Dan Marino. We'll have Mark Clayton on during the season every week, and we can have these conversations. But the throws, like, people didn't like Peyton Manning. catching the ball. They love him, but the ball, because the ball would come out kind of wobbly, and it was a tough catch. People don't realize, man, when you get into that type of shit, there's a different level of conversation. Like, all balls ain't caught the same. They don't like catching left-handed footballs from left-handed throwers. It's a different spin. The ball's coming different. It's coming backwards at you. There's a different thing. Steve Young threw a catchable ball, but he was a lefty. Like, he threw a much tighter ball than Joe Montana threw. He had a much stronger arm than Joe Montana had. But he threw a catchable ball. It was a spiral. It was tight. Warren Moon, I don't know if I've ever seen a ball that wasn't a tight spiral, like, ever in my life. It's unbelievable. Like, the shit that I saw Warren Moon throw. Carson Palmer, great fucking arm, big arm, but he wasn't the quick release guy that popped off your wrist. But he was big arm, though. Carson Palmer and Troy Aikman are almost identical twins in the pocket. Carson Palmer and Troy Aikman are almost identical when you look at them in the pocket. From the feet, from the drop, from the ball placement, where their platform is, their carriage, how they drop. They're both very, if you look at Aikman and look at Carson Palmer, they're almost identical. Then you got the Doug Flutys, the Drew Breeses, and the Phillip Rivers of that era of the world. They all had the quick release, strong arm, but through different platforms, they had all these things, just couldn't get over the hump. Breeze got the Super Bowl, obviously, later, but they all, and then it's crazy, they were in San Diego all. And then Dan Fouts was like the Dan Marino, also of big time in the run and shoot era, starting the Mouse Davis, the fucking offense that came, that was just, generational. Dan Fouts had fucking unbelievable talent around him, and throwing for 5,000 yards a season, Dan Fouts was throwing for. And Dan Fouts, I'm telling you, would throw for fucking 8,000 yards today. Like, I
gotta go back and watch some tape on Dan Fouts. I don't know a lot about Dan Fouts. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Dan Fouts was special, bro.
Bad boy.
Him and all those guys. There's some special guys. Doug Flutie might have had the strongest arm ever in football.
And he can move.
Doug Flutie may have the strongest arm of all time. I got to throw with Doug Flutie. I'm just telling you right now.
Really?
Oh yeah. My boy Nate Turner was his receiver early on when Doug was like, I think Doug started Drew Brees' rookie year, if I'm not mistaken. Drew Brees got drafted, and Doug was a starter in San Diego. He was a starter in San Diego. Marcellus
was there, I think. Wasn't Marcellus there?
He was. My boy James Fuller, who's later Michael. I think he was. I want to say 2000. And Doug Flutie, I'm just telling you, ball was different, homie.
Biggest arm ever. That's strong right there. You're saying a lot of big arms out there, homie.
This big.
I know he's small. He ain't bigger in a minute.
But ripped. I'm talking about Doug Flutie. You could fucking had 12 pack, like chiseled, homie. Just veins everywhere. You know those motherfuckers that are just chiseled. Doug Flutie was fucking chiseled, and Doug Flutie at that time was already, I think, want to say 40. I think Drew Brees' rookie year. I would like to know it. Bailey can find out. Doug Flutie had to be almost pushing 40 when Drew Brees was drafted. And I think Doug.
We just talking about arm, though. Just like who could throw the ball the deepest. Pause. Just that. You're gonna look at me and laugh, but again, we're just talking about this big arm. Is Joe Milton already in the conversation? Just big arm, nothing else. Just throw the ball far as possibly can.
Nah, AR5 can do all that. They all can do that.
AR5, big arm.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the best ball spinner. A lot of you don't know. I've mentioned it before. A lot of you guys have heard me that are OGs on the show. The best ball spinner I've ever seen in my entire life. You guys may know his name because he won a Super Bowl as a backup and was on the roster. California JUCO product. Tony Banks is the greatest ball spinner I've ever seen. But the problem is he was a deer in headlights. And when you got him in the game, that motherfucker didn't know right from left, fucking red from blue. I mean, he was a deer in headlights when he got on the football field. But left San Diego Mesa, went to Michigan State, and tall, long. And I'm just saying, I saw a drill that he did that nobody that I've ever seen do. This was a drill back in the day the Ravens used to do because my buddy, Compton legend Art Perkins, was working under Ozzie Newsome as a GM for that team. When Ortiz Jenkins, a kid I grew up with, Arizona quarterback, was on the team with Randall Cunningham. That was the first Hard Knocks on HBO. The first season of Hard Knocks was the Ravens. Tony Zaragoza and Ray Lewis and all them that first year with Shannon Sharp and they were clowning and all that.
Impersonations, all that. Yeah.
So the first year, so Ortiz Jenkins, OJ from Long Beach, Jordan, right here, went to Arizona. Traded. He shared time with the white quarterback at Arizona at the time, was also super talented, named Keith Smith, who was a Valley kid out here.
Keith Smith.
Yeah. So anyway, Ortiz got a shot with the Ravens, and they did a drill, Smitty, and I want you to vision this drill real quick.
Okay.
So it was a wide out and a DB like this. So like this, though. So the DB's right here. I'm the wide out. The DB's on me holding my shirt.
All right.
And you can only run to a wall 20 yards straight of you. So right here, I'm running down a line. There's a wall right here. So I can't go like this. It's a wall.
Yep.
And there's a wall right here, 20 yards away.
Yeah.
The DB knows, and he's holding the shirt of the receiver.
Yeah.
Tony Banks is 20 yards away.
Okay.
So you get it? 20 yards away throwing the ball.
Yep.
He can only run 20 yards.
Yep. The DB knows he's already holding him.
And the DB's holding the jersey.
Right.
And the wideout's going full speed. The DB knows. All the DB has to do is put his arm out here and bat the ball down, correct?
Yep.
Never seen a DB get the ball. Tony Banks 20 yards away. Ball was right here every time. Couldn't get it.
That's a bad boy.
That's a fact, by the way.
That's a bad boy.
The ball's coming out different. And Randall Cunningham was next. And Ortiz had a huge arm too. No, every ball was just batted like easy. Boom, boom, boom. Tony Banks had a different fucking arm, homie.